Oh, there we go. So I guess it does work. Oh, it's a 30-second delay. Okay, all right. All right, hello. I'm gonna try to do the Advent of Code Day 3 challenge. Let's go. Sorry, it's my first time streaming. I don't have a cool online persona yet, but maybe this is gonna be a gentleman's code. Okay. All right, Day 3, Toboggan Trajectory. So I already read through it, and here's the challenge. We're sliding down this hill, and we have to count how many trees are on this path that they describe right here, right 3, down 1. Okay, so it would be here and then 1 down. This is no tree, this is a tree. And then from here, oh, is this 1? 1, 2, 3? Or is this 1, 2, 3? No, I think I need to be on the third 0. Oh, that's a good question. In this example, traverse. And, okay, I'll figure it out with the example. But another thing is that if you reach the end to the right, you just duplicate it. So that's the two things, counting and counting the trees on the path and duplicating it. So in this example, it would be 7. 1, 2, 3. So it is. So the first one counts as 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. And then from here it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's important. But other than that, I think it's pretty clear. Get your puzzle input. So this is a very long slope to go down. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 31, 21. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 31. So after just 10 moves, you have to copy this over. And looking at it, those would be 10 moves. Something like this would be 10 moves. So a lot of copying. That's going to be one of the major challenges. All right, copy. So I'm going to be using JavaScript for solving the challenges, and I'll be using my own tool that I made 4 months into starting to learn to code. Because it's really fast for prototyping stuff. All right, let's go. Var input. I'm going to use a template literal because it saves the line breaks which means I can split over it. So an escaped end means line break, and if I console log it, you can see there's commas because it's an array. Length 323 lines. All right, how am I gonna do this? I mean, one challenge is just copying it over and over again to the side. So, do I need to turn this into an array? I don't think so, because you can. This is a simple string, and you can access strings via indexes as well. So it really already is an array in that sense. So we're good. Okay, well, let's start with the simplest function is tree. So we will pass it a string, and then we will return string equals hashtag, then it's a tree. Cool. A major part of the whole thing already done. All right, I will have to loop through it. I'll just call it reduce. Because I'm gonna reduce over it. I could just write input, but I like to have it packed in a function where I can pass things to it. Keeps the code neat. All right, and reduce gets an accumulator, the value, the index, and the array itself. Let's call it R in this case, and it's a function. And the first thing you should always write when writing reduce is return accumulator. And I forgot, what are we accumulating it into? Well, I think it's a number, because I'm supposed to only count trees. So I think it's just going to be a number. Oh yeah, and this line, man, I forgot about this line many times, and it was a surprisingly hard to find bug. All right. So this is going to loop through each line. It's going to loop through each line. Man. Okay, I see. So I started off like this just to get a hang of it. And so now I'm thinking, well, that's all easy, but at some point I will have to duplicate this array to the side to get there. And how do I do that? Where in it do I do that? And how do I copy these over? Because at some point I might end up right after 10, since it's 31 long. After 10 steps, I will end up here. And then I have one more. But since it's one, it's odd. So I will have one here and then two from here. So it offsets it every time. This is a lot harder while streaming. And I sort of have to keep count of the index, because it's 3 to the right, and then next time it's 6 to the right, unless at each iteration all right, now we have it. This is the solution. So I move 3 to the right and 1 down, right? Which means I do not need these those three anymore, at which point I will map over them, I will cut them and paste them here each time. So I'm not going to be waiting for the whole thing to finish and then append it. I think I will do it iteratively. I mean, this way I never have to keep track of the number of indexes. Like, I will never have to keep track like 3 and then 6 and then 9. It will always be go 3 left, because I'm always removing those first 3 and appending them immediately, which will make the code a lot easier. Cool. Which means I need to write a function that basically takes the first 3, cuts them, and pastes them to the end. How shall I call it? Map trees? Array, sure. All right, return array. Map line. So I'll be passing in the input. So basically this array. And then I will map over it line by line. And what do I have to do is I have to take the first 3 letters and put them to the end of it. All right, time to Google. I think strings splice, slice. Extracts a section of a string and returns it as a new string without modifying the original. Perfect. So, quick. The first four are missing. And this is what we want. So, back to it. We will get, okay, and string is line dot slice, and we will do 3. And I think if you leave out the second one, yeah, it's gonna just assume you want the rest of it. And then we do 0, 3. And I think this includes the third. And this is why I love my homemade JavaScript REPL, is because I can just test it really fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, slice, 0, 3, console log, 1, 2, 3. So it is inclusive. There we go. Cool. Yeah, start. And then we return end string plus start string. Let's remove the strings at the end. So as you can see, we're switching these around. And I'm planning to make this recursive. So after each iteration, it will call itself again. Yeah. And now that I'm thinking of it, I also have to keep track of where I'm at vertically, so which line I'm at. And I don't want to do that. So I will move the first lines as well. And this one's called splice. Splice. Should be working the same way. You can insert stuff. Changes the content of array by removing or replacing existing elements. Not a fan of changing the actual array. That always leads to bugs. Okay. All right, so it's January, March, April, June. Well, that's not good. Is that how it works? It's the typical thing of not reading the documentation and just trying things out. Okay, so it did, it gave me the first two. but I want the opposite. I want the last all. But I'm going down by 1, which means I could use one of the pop thingies. What's the pop for the beginning of the string? Shift, unshift, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that the second part of the challenge will be trickier, which means I want to keep my code as flexible as possible. What if I do 0 till, what if I do 0 till 10? All right, let's delete an integer indicating the number of elements in the array to remove from start. Start? Ah. So basically 0, 1. Man, how am I always deleting that? Perfect, perfect. And if it changes the contents of an array by removing or replacing. Yeah. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted. All right. Function, map lines. Map lines. Array. Return R. And here's what I'm going to do. Because this actually mutates the original array, before I do that, I will do JSON dot stringify and JSON.parse, which basically is just a very brutal way of making a copy of that array. It actually also works on pretty deeply. I think the only thing where this breaks is with recursive stuff and functions. Don't quote me on that. I think you could also do something like this, probably. Array. I think that would make it a copy too. But that's just a shallow copy. So I like to use this thing if I'm not using a library for it. All right. I have this AI thing in the camera. It's following me around. Sometimes. Feels pretty dramatic. All right. Zoom out, please. All right, whatever. Zoom out. There we go. Thank you. All right, map trees, map lines. So I have the copy, and I'm removing one, and then I'm returning it. Perfect. So I'm just thinking if I'm thinking correctly. Basically, I'm looping, and each time I will be removing one line from the top and moving the first part to the end of the strings. And this way I always know where I'm at from the top, because I will always start from the first line, and then I will always be starting from the first character in the string as well. This way I will never have to think about keeping track of that. Probably not the most efficient one, because I'm mutating the whole array every time. But cleanest code? Hell yeah. At least. I think so. Yeah, good. Let's make it even cleaner. There we go. Cool. Well, at this point, if I'm going to do it recursively, I don't need to reduce anymore. 3 left, 1 down. Let's call it like this. And so I still need a counter though. So count. Count 0. And then we check if array 1. So array 1 will be the second line, because this whole thing is an array. Array 1, and then the third tree. Are we right? 0, yes, 0, 1, 2, 3, yes. And so I'm checking if is tree is tree. And then, if so, I think that should work. Count plus plus, else nothing. That's an ugly way to do it. But I think it should work. I think this does work. Let's see. True. Console log. Hello. Else. Do nothing. There you go. A poor man's if statement. But I think this is pretty clean. And this is basically do nothing. We could do also undefined, or the best value in JavaScript, none. And then now thinking about the recursive element. Return count plus array dot length bigger one, no, if it's bigger than 1, if it's bigger than 1, yeah, which means there are 2 lines, which means we can go 3 and 1 down. If it is bigger, then recur, call yourself, but let's call it shifted with the shifted array. I think I should do that here too. Actually, you know what? I think I should copy it here. Theoretically, this should be here as well. But for computational reasons, I will remove it here. And copy it here before everything. And then we will do map trees, return map trees, map lines, array, copy array, array. Oopsie. There you go. And usually for this, I would use something like compose. But I'm a bit lazy for now. All right, cool. Shifted array. Count plus shifted array. Else, count. Cool. So, as we iterate through it, at some point, if there's still more to iterate through, then we add the count with whatever we will return ourselves in the future, and we will return it here. So the very last call of this will return count, and then this will be the count, and the first level. So this is the most nested level, and this will be the previous levels. And the very first level will be basically this. All right. Cool. Am I done? Am I done? I don't know. Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm done. Up, and the array is called input. All right. Let's debug. Console log array 1. Equals undefined. Console log array. Else do nothing. Array.length bigger 1. Oh, because it's going to remove 1. This is removing 1. Yeah, this is not going to work. Bigger 2. It's going to remove. What? Still no? Bigger 3? No. What? What's the count? No, I can just put it here. Array count. 0. Array. And this is input. Man, I'm having the stupidest error right now. Somebody out there is like screaming at me. Let me just check the streaming settings. YouTube is telling me it's not good. All right. Let's lower the quality. All right. Apply. Bitrate. Apply. All right. Should be good again. Okay, now I know what we're talking about. Basically, somewhere here. This is. Since this is mutating it, I think it might not be returning anything, right? Yeah. This turns 1. Okay, good. What's this return? 4? JavaScript's weird. Yeah, but now we mutated it and boom, there we go. Thank you very much. And dun, dun. All right, 217. Let's check it out. No. Off by 1 error. No, of course. This should be 2. Then it's 3. It's going to reduce it to 2. And then we go to the second one. Yeah. 18. Off by 1 error. 2018. Ah. All right. 19 seconds. Bigger than 2. Did I mess it up trying to debug it? Cool. I like to write gibberish where I can in my code.